Your Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual AHIC Lifetime Achievement Presentation Awards ceremony. Welcome here, Your Highness. Wonderful to see you again. Thank you for all the support you've provided to the Arabian Hotel Investment Conference since you started as a founding patron in 2005. And can I, on behalf of everybody here, express our congratulations to you, sir, for the difference you're making to global aviation, to Dubai, and to everybody in the hospitality industry anywhere in the world. Would you please show your appreciation to His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, President of the Dubai Civil Aviation Authority. Amazing achievements, and I got off the plane from London on the 2nd of January on the A380 from London, and I got on and I walked into the concourse, which I thought was normal. I went down the stairs and there was a train. The new train link between the new concourse, and brilliant, amazing, no fuss, worked perfectly, as if it'd been there all the time. And Emirates just does that again and again and again. To me, it's just amazing, and really, it's lovely to see you here. Anyway, so it is now time to salute the winner of the AHIC 2013 Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is presented annually at the Arabian Hotel Investment Conference to the individual considered by AHIC sponsors and delegates and by the hotel investment industry generally to have made a lasting, vital contribution to the development of the hospitality industry of the region and the world. Now, our previous winners have been the most distinguished group of personalities and celebrities from the hospitality sector, from this region, and from outside. And this award is a special recognition of excellence and achievement. It only goes to people who've really made a difference, a real difference. We make this choice very carefully. We consider a number of nominations, and the personality we select has definitely earned the award. And that can be said again, very loudly, about the winner this year, because our winner is again a son of Dubai and a legend in the region. Khalaf Al Habtoor is chairman of one of the region's leading business enterprises, one that's active in a wide range of industrial sectors, but he's made a particularly lasting mark on the hospitality sector of the region and the world. And you can find out all about that story by going and buying this wonderful book, which is beautifully written, wonderfully entertaining, and a fitting account of a life magnificently well lived, and a contribution that's been made not just to Dubai and UAE, but the whole of the Arab world. This is an achievement, and we want to recognize this achievement on this marvelous winner today. As he built his business over many decades, Mr. Al Habtoor always dreamed of owning and operating a first-class hotel. And that's where the hospitality sector started for him, which finally came true when the Metropolitan Hotel was opened on the Sheikh Zayed Road in 1979. And for years, it was a defining landmark. It was a greeting landmark for people coming to Dubai from Abu Dhabi. And you saw it, and it was the center, social center for the people in the city of Dubai, the UAE, and all over the world. Now today, the Al Habtoor Group's hotels comprise a portfolio of superb assets, including the Habtoor Grand Resort and Spa, the Metropolitan Palace, the Metropolitan Hotel Deira, the Habtoor Hotels in Beirut, and new projects coming, which are going to take the hospitality sector in Dubai to a completely new level. And we're looking forward to these new openings coming soon. The complex on the Sheikh Zayed Road, where the original Metropolitan Hotel once stood, and a massive, new, ambitious hospitality complex is going to be developed, and a resort hotel in the Balm Jumeirah, which is also coming. That will be operated by Hilton. Now, Mr. Al Habtoor brings to everything he does a passion and a panache that leaves an indelible impression on everyone he meets. He's a businessman and an entrepreneur, but Mr. Al Habtoor's interests are very wide-ranging. He's a philanthropist, an educator, a diplomat, a man of peace. He's one of the Arab world's most outstanding personalities and this year's winner of the AHIC Lifetime Achievement Award. Will you please welcome and salute, excuse me, for one moment, Your Excellency, if you'd like to join us on the stage for this moment, Your Highness, with Jonathan Worsley. So, will you please welcome and salute the winner of the AHIC Leadership Award 2013, Chairman of the Al Habtoor Group, Mr. Khalaf Al Habtoor.
Yes. Can I leave this with you?
Can we put that here?
Thank you, Your Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum. Thanks to the committee and the coordinators who chose me to be elected and to be given this award. Thanks to the attendance. Few words I want to say. I tried to work overseas with a small percentage, but whatever I did overseas, I lost. Here, the country which I made my money, this country gave me energy, gave me a lot of push to participate and to give as well. The principle, my principle is we gain a lot from Dubai, and we have to give back. We have to assist, we have to help, we have to give people which they need, charities, and also we have to be parallel to our government plan, to participate with them, to encourage them, and because all what we are doing really, this is our government encouragement to go ahead. My recommendation and my advice, Dubai become the safe haven, global safe haven for everybody in the world. If you go to a school here, you will find more than 120 nationalities studying in our schools. This is a great achievement. Therefore, I would like to recommend and say that this is the place, and all of us, we have to protect it with our eyes and heart and everything. We have to look after our country because it is the most best country in the world for everybody. Everybody is citizen of this country, whether he is different culture, different background, but they feel home here. Thank you very much, and thanks to Meet, and thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
His Highness is now leaving. Thank you very much indeed for coming, sir. Excellent. So we've got around 20 minutes, not long, to talk about a lifetime of achievement.
Yes, sir.
And I think we're putting...
No problem.
Sorry, I think we're putting up some slides illustrating, which will come up. There you go. So you can... We'll discuss some of those pictures as we go along. Can you project them onto our screens in front so we can see them? Can you project? Anyway. All right, well, the first thing is, I talked briefly about your hospitality plans in Dubai, and you were talking very firmly. I'm of the belief that Dubai is the best place in the world to do business now, and will be for the next 10 years. Gateway to the high-growth emerging markets as well as to the region. But tell us a little bit about your hotel plans and your new developments. in Dubai and elsewhere?
Well, should I start when I started the hotel or from now?
We'll just start with the present, then we'll go back.
All right.
So where we are now, where we're going, then we can talk about how it all started.
We are now, building 3 hotels on Sheikh Zayed Road with the Starwood, which is the most important St. Regis you have, and W and Weston.
So how many rooms will you have in that complex?
In excess of 1,600.
So 1,600 rooms. I think that makes it the largest single integrated hotel complex in Dubai,
yes,
possibly
sir.
in the
Everywhere.
whole region.
Yeah.
When is that going to be open, do you think?
We are targeting commissioning and training by August 2015.
So in 2 years' time. So we look forward next year to following the progress, and I'm sure at some point, Jonathan, would love to be able to host some AHIC activities there so people can see what you've done. So what else? You've got your project on the Palm.
We are also in the same hotels. We are building the first theater after Las Vegas and Macau. First theater show, water show. Water show. It will be unique. I mean, the only one is in Las Vegas and in China, Macau.
Fantastic.
And here will be the first in Asia and Europe and everywhere else.
And this is going to be in your resort on Sheikh Zayed Road?
No, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, what about the Palm?
The Palm, Waldorf of Astoria, one of the finest, as you know, hotel in the world.
First time coming to the region, that brand?
First time, and also it will be a unique. It is not 1,600, but this is 340, I think, with the most important landscape and equipped for families, equipped for businessmen, and for leisure as well.
And that's opening this year?
And this is the plot, the first plot we choose to face Burj Al Arab, because of so many reasons. And it will open by the end, before the end of this year.
So we'll be opening the first Waldorf Astoria branded hotel in the Middle East. Will be opening at the end of this year, and that's another venue that we hope to visit. Look forward to seeing that.
Most welcome.
Anything else you want to talk about at this point in your project, hospitality portfolio in Dubai and elsewhere?
Well, as you know, we have the 2 hotels in Lebanon, which is now Hilton management. They took over Hilton. And we have a hotel in Budapest, which is managed by Starwood.
Absolutely.
And also we're negotiating another hotels, which I cannot say it now until we sign. We cannot sell something in the sea, fish in the sea.
So you are an active investor in the hospitality industry, and you operate on a global basis?
We are trying, yes.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're looking for opportunities in that sector?
Yes.
So if people have a project, and you look the sky, you're looking beyond normal horizons, Africa and elsewhere?
We are concentrating mainly here in GCC and Europe.
Right.
For the time being.
Excellent. Well, that's where we are now. So let's go back to where it all began. And it all began in Dubai, which is the town of your birth.
Sure.
And you spent quite a long period of your early years in Sharjah, of course.
Sure.
But just share with us here, people, what Dubai was like, your earliest memories of Dubai, because you come here today, and Dubai is one of the most sophisticated, one of the most efficient, one of the most pleasant and modern places in the world to live and work. So tell us about what it was like, your early memories of growing up in Dubai and Sharjah, what it was like in the 1950s.
I don't remember a lot in Sharjah because I born in Dubai. I went just for a few years in Sharjah and Al. Then I was back to Dubai when I was maybe 7 or 8 years.
But you lived in a Barasti house.
That's true. Yeah.
So you lived in a house which was made up of palm?
A palm, Barasti, yes, with my parents and sister and brother, yeah.
And at that point, what just other memories of Dubai that you remember? I mean, simple place, not many people?
Very simple, very interesting. Everybody know each other, and I have a great father who always encouraging me to be with him all the time. He take me for hunting, shooting, swimming, and racing camels, and that was very interesting to train me, And later, he doesn't let me play a lot with the children. He asked me not to play a lot with children. He take me with him all the time. And this was an education.
And at that time, there was also pearling here, of course, and people were diving for pearls
Diving
even
pearl,
then.
but that time I was very young. I don't.
No, you weren't doing that. Other
But
people were.
my father also, he was a small, let us call him, pearl dealer.
Ah.
Yeah, very small. Yeah.
Very good. And I'm just talking about the generations. I can see your son is here, representing the new generation.
That's right.
Yeah. Welcome, and your brother Sultan. Thank you for coming. So that's the early memory. If you look at the photographs, I think we have some, and we certainly have some in Khalaf's book, which shows you what Dubai looked like at that time. A very rich collection of photographs.
Thank you, sir.
Which are very enjoyable. So that was your early years. And then you moved on. Let's talk about how the business started. You left school pretty early,
Yes.
and you got stuck into work when you were about 15.
I left the school. During school, I was working sometime in the custom in the summer for 2.5 months, and then I worked with an American company for 2.5 months as well, and to gain some money, pocket
Yes.
money. But that money goes to my mother that time.
Your mother took the pay. Yeah. Okay. And then that's how you started very early, straight in, and you got the first big important development was that you started working in the construction sector in Abu Dhabi with the Al Masood Group.
With Al Mullah.
And the Al Mullah Group.
Al Mullah, yes. Because he's a friend of my father and my brother, and always we go to them in the evenings. And he saw me. He said, "Khalaf, why you don't come and work for me?" I was at that time about 17 years old, And I said, why not?
And in your book, you say you had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get to Abu Dhabi.
To Abu Dhabi, yes.
It took you how long to get to Abu Dhabi?
It take more than 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours to drive. That's before you even started work, to get to work at 7:30.
Yeah.
To work in Abu Dhabi, 3.5 hours.
And journey, back 3.5 hours.
7 hours. So a journey that you can make today in not much more than an hour in great comfort. And of course, it wasn't just the distance. It wasn't a very comfortable road either.
Rough road and water, and you have to also through the water, the water, seawater, it was covering that, and even you can go deep into the water driving until the top door of the Land Rover.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this is in living memory, comparative recent living memory.
Yeah.
Look at the UAE today. And then there are a number of other business activities. The one that I was entertained by was your decision to go into the soap business. Tell us about that, Khalaf.
The soap business, it wasn't my idea. It's an idea of a great friend of mine. He was the chief of police, CID, and he came to me and he said, Khalaf, I'm doing this. I want you to be with me. And I said, because I felt shy, and then I joined him. I wasn't convinced at all,
Yes.
And then we made the plant, we made the soap, and unfortunately later we failed.
Yes, well, because you wanted to make Lux soap.
I went to Unilever in London.
And they wouldn't have it, would they?
No, they refused. They
said, we're not going to work with you.
No, they said, I said, well, we'll compete. He said, who are you? Who are you? I mean, we can close your factory. You cannot sell. We are huge, and you are dropped in the ocean. I said, thank you, sir.
You got quite in your book. There's quite a lot of your accounts of the very arrogant way. Yeah. Sometimes you were treated by large companies and by, dare I say, a lot of British people who are very arrogant about. This is before the UAE was independent, before full independence from Britain. So anyway, so you couldn't get so you decided that you invent your own brand called Love Soap.
Love, yeah. And they saw us. They saw you.
They saw you for the Love Soap.
Yes.
And you also had a bit of problem. Did it make people a bit itchy?
Itchy. Everybody itchy in the country.
So
you will find it always in the shelf of the supermarket. Nobody buying it.
So that was the end of your cosmetic career.
Yeah.
And you also worked in jewelry as well.
Even I brought it in the house, for my family. And always I see it. Nobody's using it except me. And always I imagine, that.
So you're in jewelry. I mean, Khalaf's book is full of these stories. And fantastic, because he's actually very candid about the failures. And I think you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. And if people aren't candid about it, you just repeat them. So anyway, but you've always wanted to get into the hotel business. So tell us, what is it about the hotel industry that so attracted you?
It wasn't at all in my mind. I haven't thought of that at all. In my mind, only construction. And one day I was in bed sleeping. Early morning, I got a telephone call, and my wife picked the phone, and she said, she put her hand on the phone and said, "This is the voice of Sheikh Rashid."
Yes, that's right.
He went to said, and drink water. I said to him, "Hello, man." Who? Like this, like I am awake. I was sleeping. And he said, "You're a liar. Come now."
What time is this?
It is about 5:45.
And he said, did he not say, "What are you doing in bed"?
No, he said he was shouting. He was not happy that I was in bed, And immediately I told my driver to rent the car. I took a shower, sandwich in the road, wearing a black glass. I came there. He said, "What's wrong with your eyes?" I said, "Nothing, Your Highness." He said, "Normally you don't wear glass." I said, "It's because of sun." He said, "There is no sun."
So there you were. Then what happened next? Tell us this story. It's just
well, I have
amazing.
a cup of coffee with him, and he said, "Come with me in my car." We drove, and he said, "Khalaf, I want to tell you the secret." Not anymore any secret now. "I will tell you the secret." I said, "Yes, Your Highness." He said, "I'm thinking to move the airport into Jabal Ali."
Well, this was in 1970s.
It was like 1975, 76.
1975, 76, the Sheikh Rashid said we're going to move the Dubai International Airport from Dubai to Jebel Ali.
Yeah.
So this is a long time ago. It's 40 years ago when that vision was in place.
That's true.
So anyway, so he
The
said...
roadmap.
So there you are. So you...
He said, and I want you, I will give you this plot of land, which is now, and...
Were you, at that point, you were in his home at that point?
Yeah, no, he took me in the car.
Right, you were driving in the car.
Drove in the car with the
as
driver.
you can imagine, this is the ruler of Dubai, tootling along the Sheikh Zayed
Yeah,
road
and he said,
with the
"Let's go."
Khalaf. You're not sure where you were going, were you?
No, he said, "Come with me."
You didn't know where he was going.
Exactly.
So he told you the secret, the big secret, the new airports in Jebel Ali, and then
Yeah,
what
and
happened?
he said, "This is the plot of land, this is the location, this is the best location I will give you, and I want you to build a hotel." I said, "Your Highness, thank you very much for the plot of land, but it needs the mechanism." He said, "What's the mechanism?" I said, "Money." He said, "Never tell me about money, never talk about money." I hate people talking about money.
So there you were. At that point, the plot land was, dare I say, in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere. It is
Nowhere.
Sabha.
This is before the Jebel Ali port was.
Nothing. It was nothing.
It's before Jebel Ali port. So
Yeah.
you were given this, and with a fantastic promise that the airport was going to open Jebel Ali. Of course, it didn't.
No.
No. So anyway, so
I was stuck with that.
you were stuck with it. So you built the hotel, opened in 1979.
I borrowed money. I don't have money. I don't have 1,000 dirham in my pocket. I borrowed some money and I built slowly. When we don't have work, I divert my team, my engineers, to go and work there.
So you were in construction, moved in hospitality. That's what you were. The construction
Yeah,
industry was it
it
started.
was a dream. I wake up and I was a hotelier.
So there's another funny story of the Sheikh Rashid. So you built the hotel, you opened it. Sheikh Rashid opened it personally.
Yeah.
And he said, what did he say about the hotel when he saw it?
He
said,
didn't tell me, but I heard him telling one of his colleagues with his friends. He said, "This hotel like a donkey on the desert."
it was in the middle of nowhere.
It
It was in the middle of nowhere. So you had the task of developing activity. So it wasn't just developing Dubai as a destination, it was developing the Metropolitan Hotel as a destination. So you did a number of things, didn't you? You had a race course, you had a lot of activities.
That's after that,
Once the
It
hotel
was broken roads to Abu Dhabi, just one road broken, and all doing sand. Everybody will visit. We opened the Red Line in the beginning.
Yes, which is the pub.
And every car was stuck there. We have to push that car, And mainly our customer was English and Irish.
Yeah.
They are the people who spend money for the Red Line.
God bless them. So that was and I remember you in the story you were developing the destination, encouraging people to come, open a nice Italian restaurant called Don Corleone's.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually themed on the Godfather.
Exactly.
And I know you would. One of your stories that you had a lot of Egyptian film stars came.
Yeah.
And they were a bit of a problem, weren't they? One of them, at least. Didn't one of them do
All
something
of them.
in the bar? They were all a problem.
All of them.
Didn't one of the Egyptian film stars start abusing the hospitality by putting mineral water in.
Not only that, they are taking all the food and the cost because, unfortunately, the management there was the wrong people that time. There's no cost control, there's no cost conscious, and in the end of the day, I waked up, and I said, let me make P&L, to see the cost, food cost. I found out that we are losing with the package from Dubai TV to this Egyptian.
It was the Dubai television. And one of your stories is one of the Egyptian stars had a habit of bathing in mineral water.
Because in his country he never bathed.
No, that's not fair. So
he came to bath in my
So you learned from the hard way that there's more to the hospitality industry than getting famous people to turn up at it. So anyway, okay, well this is fun. You're active in community affairs. You helped set up the Al-Ittihad School. Tell us about the school.
Yes, sir. Really, the idea was the commander of police, Abdullah Bilhol, which he did excellent proposal. He came to me and he said, Khalaf, he knows that I was close to His Highness Sheikh Rashid. I was the youngest, in age. And he said, we want to do this, and we want a plot of land, and we want this. I said, okay, we'll go together. We went a group of friends to Sheikh Rashid, and he said, I will give you that plot of land. We want to build school, modern school for our children. And, but we don't have the money as well. Again. We took the plot of land. Later, we are a group of friends. We went to Sheikh Rashid, and I tried to pressurize His Highness Sheikh Rashid, and he donated to us 13.5 million dirham that time. And we appointed John R. Harris, the late John Harris, Allah yarhamah. And he did the design, and he did a great job. And then we were short of 3.5 million. And I went to Sheikh Mohammed. That time, Sheikh Mohammed himself, I didn't think he has money as well. And he said, Khalaf, what can I give? I said, I need 3.5 million, do it in any way, And anyway, I don't know what, he gave us a check, 3.5 million. But in the meantime, also we gathered. I put some money from my pocket, other National Bank of Dubai, Al-Awais, and so many people also donated to the school.
So the school was open, that's the mid-70s.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's all part of a developing portfolio. I mean, there's other things that I can talk about, but we're running out of time. What a shame. In your book, you're very candid, and one of the things in the book you admit to is you admit to an addiction. You're very candid about your addiction. Tell us about your addiction.
The good news, I was addict, addict but of tennis, not anything else, to play tennis. That is my addiction.
And I see that you actually played against Novak Djokovic in 2010.
Yeah, I played with him, and I played with that girl there. I beat her. She's professional, but I beat her all the time.
Khalaf, you're beginning to sound ungallant. You're beginning to sound ungallant. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So played tennis, so continued to play tennis.
I play tennis every day.
Every day?
Every single day. I mean, the U.S. Embassy here in Dubai, when any important person came, they called my secretary, Elizabeth. They said, we have guests, we want them to play with Khalaf. And most of them, they are not good players, unfortunately. But what can we do, I play with them. I mean, Richard Murphy of, the special envoy of the president of USA, he came to play. He's very tall, but he's not the right person to play, But as, I consider that day is a waste to play.
Well, Khalaf Al Habtoor challenges all comers.
Thank you.
All comers. You want to go? Anybody thinks you're up to it? If you think you're up to it, dare you.
No, you've met a lot. They have to come to the court.
Yeah. You've met a lot of people, celebrities, world leaders. I mean, you were a great admirer of Ahmed Nasser. You talk at great length about how much you admired his achievements and how you wish there was someone equivalent to him today in the Arab world. It's a very full and detailed account of Khalaf's view on these matters. And you've been very complimentary about Bill Clinton, but also Silvio Berlusconi. is a particular. You go out of your way to say what a splendid, interesting personality he is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think in the West they make it a big deal. I mean, every man in the world, I mean, everyone is hiding things, but at least Berlusconi is transparent. At least he's honest. I mean, he's not hiding an apartment or somewhere else or in a hotel room. He do it in public.
Well, you haven't met him yet.
I haven't met him yet.
I think he also plays tennis.
I don't know about that.
There you are. There's a challenge for Silvio. If you're listening, come to
I
Dubai.
wrote him a letter.
Play, see if you can beat Khalaf. And then, anyway, there you go. So, but your book includes a letter from President Jimmy Carter, and you write about him with great affection and warmth. Just a few words about Jimmy Carter and your connection with him.
Well, Jimmy Carter, President Carter, suddenly, you know, he sent a message that he wanted to visit me, and at that time I was in the farm, Khawanij, and definitely I was honored to receive the President of the United States, former, and he was a human being, simple, as he said himself, I am a farmer, he said, and I took him around, and you feel he's a family man. Yeah. He is a great man. He wants to help people.
And you're a great admirer of the work he's doing for peace and for the Palestinian people as well.
Yes, sir. And we are participating with him in any project we see is right. We do with him, and all the time we coordinate with him and his foundation.
Yeah, I met Jimmy. I met President Carter in Damascus about 4 years ago when he was attempting to build a conciliation with Hamas and obviously things. And you talk with great feeling, great passion, and great sadness about some of these issues, the state of the Palestinian people and the divisions in the Arab world. And it's an excellent account from someone who's seen these changes and looks at them. But just the last word, just about, I want to say, I went through this book and there was something that I really wanted to read out, and I'm not going to ask Khalaf to do, because it's about Khalaf's values. In which on page 137, he said, I've always demanded a sense of fairness from my own managers when dealing with clients. Islam treats profits derived from cheating others out of their rights as haram, forbidden. Now, this is what I highlighted. He said, any fool can make money or land in jail if they're prepared to cheat, con, embezzle, steal, or deal in weapons or drugs. Even those who manage to escape the long hand of the law can never hope to erase the scars on their souls. A man without principles and values is not a man. On the day of judgment, we will all receive what we deserve.
Okay. Thank you.
That's an incredible message, and there's so much more I'd like to talk to you about, Khalaf, but we've got other speakers this morning, and
Thank you very much.
But you have to leave immediately, don't you, Khalaf?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So all I can say is...
I'll let you go to work now.
this is a pleasure. This is not an effort.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
so all I want to say is that Mead will be, my colleague Richard Thompson from Mead will be interviewing you for our magazine, hopefully a great length. If you want to find out more, this book is available at every bookshop in Dubai. Buy it, read it, give us a gift. It's a wonderfully well written, it's beautifully produced, fantastically interesting stories, and so much humor and so much candor. It's really extraordinary, a testament. But you're not retiring. You say that throughout. You're not retiring, Khalaf. This is just volume 1.
Retirement is death.
Retirement is death. This is volume 1. So what I would like to say at this point is, Khalaf, thank you very much for being here today, this morning,
thank you,
and
sir.
Sparing time. Can I thank also your colleagues, your brother and your son, for being here today. It's lovely to meet you both, and all your colleagues from the Al Habtoor Group who have come here today. I want to congratulate you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your partners in Dubai, elsewhere, and everything you've achieved in a fantastically productive and constructive life. And above all, I want to wish, on behalf of everybody from AHIC, everyone from Mead, from Jonathan Worsley, chairman of the bench who invented this conference 9 years ago, I want from everybody here, all the delegates and sponsors, to wish you, your family, your friends and stakeholders, every possible success in the many ventures you're undertaking. Will you please show your appreciation from Mr. Khalaf Al Habtoor?
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Really
very much.
enjoyed it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful
Thank you.
stories.
Hope to see you again.
Yes,
okay?
I hope to. I hope to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I think you have to take this.
Oh. Thank you.
And Mr. Al Habtoor is leaving now. Thank you very much indeed.